Sheila walked onto a small raised platform and surveyed the group of various life forms that were assembled. "Good morning, gentlefolk," she said in a loud and clear voice. Everyone fell silent. "Now I know you are all just dying to know what the job is, but first we need to cover a few things. First off, we are reaching the point of no return. If anyone has any second thoughts and wants to split, now is the time. You will be taken to the Vengeance and given enough bus fare to get wherever you want to go." She paused for a few moments, and as expected, nobody left. "Excellent," she continued. "From this point onward, nobody can leave. You can still back out, but you will be staying with us until the job starts. You will be compensated for your time with 10,000 credits plus room and board." Jesse, Gloria, and Jacob started walking through the groups handing out tablets. Almost immediately, there were shouts and murmuring as everyone saw the first page with the words "White Star" in big print. "That's right," Sheila said with a grin. "We are taking out the White Star." She gestured to the array of VR stations in the large room. "We have an excellent plan and have a high probability of success on this one. These stations have full layouts of the entire ship, battle plans, and training simulations for all of you to get your roles down pat. I expect all of you to get a lot of simulation time in and pay attention to the briefings. The better prepared we are, the better chance we all have of getting this done and getting home alive." "This isn't what we were expecting," a human yelled. "This is nuts." "Well, look over the plan, and if you are still unhappy, take your 10,000 and put your feet up for a couple of weeks," Sheila said with a smile. "Of course, there is another surprise that is nuts. Your pay has gone up. Each of you hired guns can expect to bring home 1 million credits minimum with bonuses depending on how much we get. Still too insane for you? I'll get back to you," the human said as he grabbed a tablet. "Okay, now we will start the first mission brief," Sheila said as a large holo projector switched on, displaying a large three-dimensional image of the White Star. After an hour of briefings, Sheila stepped outside and looked at the forest around them. Saralon, too, was even more beautiful than she remembered. A bunch of hardened Zhush warriors were scampering around, squealing and frolicking like a bunch of children. She couldn't help but smile. Tsunkal walked up with a cup of coffee and handed it to her. "They seem to be having fun," Sheila said with a laugh. "For some of them, this is the first time they have ever been on a planet's surface, or at least one as verdant as this," Tsunkal said with a happy click. "Many of us were born, lived our entire lives, and died in the mines. For some, this is the first time they have truly been outside. They may have been in cities or a space station, but as far as this," he waved his claws towards the trees, "this is new." "Huh, hadn't thought of that." A man approached the pair. Sheila turned to him and smiled. "Hey, Logan," she said as she trotted over to him. "It's been too long." She raised up on her toes and gave him a kiss. He replied as he returned her kiss. "So why did you have to set up the camp here on this goddamn planet?" "Well," she said, "if you couldn't get down here, then you aren't the pilot for the job." She grinned. "I think your cruise cut is worth the hassle." She took a sip of coffee as she looked at him fondly. "So, you get a void jumper?" "Yeah, I'm all set. Didn't see anyone new at the briefing." "Oh, she will show up sooner or later." Sheila raised an eyebrow. "Not terribly professional." "Ah," Logan said. "All she has to do is jump. I wouldn't trust her with a gun anyway. Oh, speak of the devil." An oddly dressed old human woman staggered up wearing dark-tinted glasses and a beaded headband. "Oh, no, 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 no. No!" Sheila said, pinching the bridge of her nose and shaking her head. "Hi, Shelia," the old woman said, barely able to stand upright. "How's it been, girl?" "Hello, Dolores," Sheila said, and then grabbed Logan and dragged him off. "Why the fuck didn't you tell me?" "Because you would have said no," Logan said with a laugh. "I know what you think of her, but she can do the jump. I'll keep her out of the way. She won't be any problem, promise." "She is the problem. She is a walking problem. Problem is her fucking spirit animal." "Hey, girl," the woman said as she staggered over to them. "Just whipped up a fresh batch of dream weave. Want some?" she asked, producing a small vial of clear liquid. "No. Running naked and screaming through one starport is enough, thank you." "Meh, lightweight," the woman said as she opened the vial and drained it. "How many fucking hits was that?" Sheila asked in horror. "Dunno, all of them?" Giggle. The woman stood stock still for a little while and then said, "Woo, those trees, trees," and then ran off into the woods. "Ugh!" Sheila said in disgust, and then heard a chuckle. She turned and saw her entire crew peeking out from around the doors to the main hall. "You, all of you, come here!" Sheila yelled as her laughing crew fled with Sheila in hot pursuit. "Creators!" Mulshakal exclaimed as she was filling her plate from the buffet. "Is this what college was like?" "No," Balsurkala replied as he surveyed the feast. "I think this is actually a little worse." "I mean, why the hell do we need to know anything about power distribution? Seriously?" "Ooh, fish!" Mulshakal said as she grabbed some sashimi. "Well, I can see how it could come in handy, I guess. And what's this about written exams?" she wailed. "Well, I think the only thing we need to know is that we really want to pass. I understand that if you fail out, you get the 10,000 credit vacation," Balsurkala said as he selected some fresh fruit. "Fuck! I'm so screwed." "Don't think like that. You are plenty sharp when you want to be, and don't forget, you have the almighty Brainiac on your side. You have any trouble, just let me know and I'll break it down for you." "Really?" Mulshakal asked, her eyes glittering. "You think I'm sharp? Sure, our little jobs haven't exactly been simple. You got those plans down, didn't you? And you didn't survive the war by being stupid," Balsurkala said as they headed over to where the rest of their crew was sitting. He gave her a little tap on the back. "You will do just fine." If Balsurkala had been looking, he would have seen her blush. They both settled down with the rest of their gang. "So what do you think, boss?" Balsurkala asked Jakul Shah as he started to eat. "Don't call me that. I ain't nobody's boss." "Yeah, Big Zush, you keep on thinking that," Balsurkala chuckled. "But seriously, what do you think?" Jakul Shah just looked around and sighed. "I'm telling you, Zush. I mean, fuck. I thought we had our shit together, but these guys, this is a whole nother level. I mean, shit. All these pieces, all these plans, all this information, this setup, fuck, just fuck," he stammered. This is how it's fucking done. Never mind the cash, just to be a part of this, to be able to learn from them." He shook his head. "This," he said as he waved a claw over the whole scene, "this is what we want to be. We could do this, become this." "Yeah, right," Salzarash laughed. "There's no way." "No, there is a way," Jakul Shah said, punching Salzarash playfully on the shell. "Think about it. Who we have? We have you with your computer shit, Brainiac with, well, Brainiac shit. The rest of us ain't no soft shells either. We got plenty of smarts. We just got to use those smarts. Smarter. Well, the payout for this job will certainly get us heading in the right direction," Balsurkala said thoughtfully. "And if we do well and gain their confidence, we could have more and better opportunities, as well as perhaps gain their mentorship. And the creds will mean that we won't have to scrabble and risk our shiny little shells over scraps. We can take our time and pick our jobs." Mulshakal said while she ate some sashimi. "This fish is raw. Good, though. I wonder how much it costs." "Well, things going well, we will find out for ourselves," Rachel Zun said happily. "For any of that shit to happen, we have to get this job down and get it done," Jakul Shah said as he tried some of the sashimi. "Hey, this raw fish is good." He then turned to Balsurkala. "You gotta pull out some of that brains and pass it around. We gotta ace these tests." "Well," Balsurkala replied, "does anyone have any questions?" "So what do you think?" Sheila asked Greg as he was poring over some spreadsheets. "Well, most of the units are experienced professionals and know what to do. Even so, we are going to be cutting a few of them loose if these test scores are any indication, but we should have more than enough to fill our roster." "So how about those new Zhush squads?" "Not bad," Greg replied. "Most of them had at least a little bit of a technical background before they became warriors, and it shows. They also seem to be a bit more willing to cooperate outside of their individual crews. There is this one guy, I think they call him Brainiac, who is damn near running his own training camp within our training camp. They all go to him with questions," Greg said as he pulled up their scores. "It's almost a problem. They go to him instead of us. That being said, these scores speak for themselves." "I'll talk to them, but that's a great problem to have," Sheila said, looking at the results. "How about the simulators?" "They are operating well and getting plenty of use. People like video games. The results, however," he pulled up another screen. Yeesh, Sheila said. We are going to have to crack the whip. I think we need to eliminate at least one group of low performers earlier than planned. Show them that we are serious. Well, I think I know who that will be. Those former army fucks. You know the ones I'm talking about. Yeah, let's cut them loose, give them their 10 grand, and ship them to the hotel. This is total bullshit, a human male yelled as the sun set on the first day. Yeah, a woman hollered. Sorry, that's just how it is. We don't need you, Sheila said as she held out half a dozen crystals. Here's your pay, and there is a truck outside. Grab your shit. This isn't over, bitch, their leader yelled. Oh? Sheila asked, in a menacing tone. The arguing continued as the fired group raised holy hell, just like Sheila wanted. Mul Shakal walked over to Jakul Shah. What's that all about? She asked. Looks like the first gang just got their 10 grand, Jakul Shah replied. Oh, shit. Do you think we are okay? Well, there's only one truck outside. I think we are good. For now. Where's Brainiac? Mul Shakal asked urgently as she looked around. I gotta go over some shit. That was nice, Sheila said as she rolled off of Logan and curled up next to him. We should meet up more often. Yeah. It's been too long, baby girl. You know I hate that, Sheila said as she punched him in the side. Ow! That's why I say it. Logan laughed. So, how is the taskmistress doing, whipping all of the little guys into shape? Blear, Sheila said as she snuggled in closer. Looks sort of okay so far. Had to cut some assholes loose today, but I was going to do that anyhow. She raised up on one elbow and played with his hair. Speaking of little guys, she said with a smile, your crew didn't exactly ace anything either. You need to put a boot up their ass. Relax, Logan said with a laugh. I'll talk to them, but is it really that important? We are just flying and hauling. Don't piss me off, Sheila said as she started pinching him. Everybody has to know their shit, even you fucking pirates. Okay, stop it, Logan laughed. I'll apply leather to backside first thing in the morning. You better, Sheila laughed. I gotta go. I still have some shit to do before bed. You know, you could just stay here, Logan said, smiling. Tempting, but the taskmistress needs get her whip ready for tomorrow. She got up and got dressed. She opened the door and turned to him, smiling. See you tomorrow night. Can't wait. Logan smiled as she left and then pulled out his tablet. He pressed his hand to the screen and typed in a password. A Federation sigil appeared on the screen. Sorry, baby girl, he said to himself.